Hey guys, the Fire Brothers here. It's just me. My brother couldn't be here today because he was eaten by Dinobot.
A shame, really. He was such a handsome creature. And quite tasty.
Anyways, these are the jokes. I hope you guys are enjoying them. Let's talk about Shockwave. Now, this was gonna be the video I was gonna upload the last time. Instead, I talked about the possibility of Ironhide being a prime because I thought that was a bit more interesting, but some of you guys seem to still be interested in this video, so here it is. Now, like we all know, in Dark of the Moon, Shockwave fought Optimus Prime and the fight was, well, cut short. Well, to call it a fight is like very generous because it was a massacre. Shockwave barely fought back, but what if I tell you there's actually an extended cutscene between Optimus Prime and Shockwave? And you guys might be thinking that it's that Burger King commercial where we see Optimus fight Shockwave. Well, yeah, but at the same time, not really. There's actually some very interesting stuff surrounding that commercial which I want to talk about in this video, which I don't think anyone on YouTube has pointed out yet. So we're breaking new ground, people. No one has ever made a TV talking about Ironhide possibly becoming a prime, and no one has made an in-depth analysis of the Burger King commercial. We're breaking new ground here, people. Stay subscribed to the Fire Brothers channel for all kinds of like amazing, new, never before talked about details, and also donate to our Patreon so I can finally buy Squeaker, that anime waifu he always wanted. No, seriously, all donations go to Squeaker's gift this Christmas. This commercial, you know, if you go to the comment sections, I love how everyone is just saying that they should have been in the movie. Well, what you guys might not know, and this actually shocked me the first time I learned about this was actually in the movie itself. This fight scene you're seeing here was actually in the movie, but not in the way you think. So first off, I'm gonna explain to you why this was actually in the movie. Now granted, at no point did we saw Optimus fight Shockwave, but what if I tell you the movements here, the two models fighting, and the choreography is actually something we see in the movie. Now take a close look here. Optimus here hits Shockwave, he does a little spin. Now this in particular actually was in the movie. If you pay close attention to the fight between Optimus Prime and Sentinel, check this out. Look closely at this scene where Optimus is fighting Sentinel Prime. You see, he hits him and does a little spin. Just like the Burger King commercial, Optimus rises up, hits Sentinel and does a little spin before Sentinel retaliates. It's beat for beat the same animation that Sentinel Prime and Shockwave are using right here. The difference is that, you know, Shockwave's not holding a sword, and of course, you know, the models are different. Later in the commercial, you can still see the two of them fighting in the background. You see Optimus being pushed back a little and being hit by Shockwave momentarily, which is just like this scene again. You know, it's just picking up from where it last cut off. Optimus Prime moves back, gets hit by Sentinel Prime, and gets hit again, which is the same thing that happens in the commercial. And towards the end, there's like a slightly extended cut where Optimus tries to stab Shockwave but to no avail. I couldn't exactly pinpoint where that scene takes place, but that scene is probably taken straight from, you know, the bridge fight between Optimus and Sentinel. In particular, this shot right here, where Sentinel basically transforms, he's slightly on the ground and Optimus is trying to hit him. But in the film version, we actually don't see the hit, we just hear it, and you know, the camera stays on a ground angle. But in here, the camera's on a different angle. And you can see Optimus Prime has his axe in the other hand. So, you know, it's still consistent with that scene right there. So what does this tell us? Well, I don't want to say that there's like an entire, you know, Zack Snyder's Justice League cut where we see Optimus fight Shockwave, but instead of, you know, Sentinel Prime's model fighting Optimus Prime, it's just Shockwave's model fighting Optimus Prime. I mean, it could definitely be out there, but it's very hard to say. The Burger King commercial is just like the final fight, but was shot from different angles. The commercial in fact has some extra, you know, small snippets of like the fight, extra bits of them fighting that didn't make it into the movie. Now, something that we also need to remember is that during the lead up to Dark of the Moon, Shockwave was made out to be the big bad guy of the film. Like, we knew Sentinel Prime was gonna be in it, but we have no idea that he was gonna, you know, betray the Autobots and kill Ironhide. Like, in hindsight, because, you know, it's been years since then, people have forgotten all about that. So my guess is that this was just, you know, part of Michael Bay's information campaign, trying to trick people of like the twist of the movie where Sentinel Prime was gonna be the bad guy in reality, until the comics spoiled that, of course. It's possible that there's an extended cut of, Optimus Prime fighting Shockwave out there, but it's just like the final fight between him and Sentinel. But they, took out Sentinel's model and replaced it with Shockwave. It's possible that that exists somewhere out there, and I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying it's possible. Because in reality, doing something like that will be really, really easy to do for, the production team. Because, they just took the models, put them in a new environment, this time being outside the Burger King restaurant. And, put the camera in new angles so we can have the fight be showcased through different angles, which we didn't see in the movie. So I think it's possible that the extended cut does exist, but as for whether this was supposed to be in the movie or not, now I'm pretty sure that was never the plan. I think Michael Bay knew from the very beginning that Shockwave was not gonna be the villain. If you look at the Dark of the Moon novel, and even the Dark of the Moon comic, which worked using early versions of the script, that's why we see the twins be there, certain characters like Mirage die in both versions, and we see events that differ from the movie in those time materials, because these are early versions of the script. And in both versions, Shockwave doesn't really get an extended fight scene with Optimus Prime. In the novels, I'm pretty sure Shockwave gets killed pretty quickly from what I heard. I haven't read the novel. But in the comics, Optimus Prime descends to the final battle using his Jetwing form, and he blinds Shockwave before killing him with his Energon blade and using Shockwave's gun to shoot the pillar down. Now in the comic, Shockwave does get a few extra lines where Dylan, instead of telling Soundwave that the Autobots are on their way, he actually tells Shockwave that the Autobots are on their way, and Shockwave replies with, "It's too late, this is our world now, human." He also gets some extended dialogue with Optimus Prime and gets killed slightly different. Which honestly, I kinda prefer the comic version, because Shockwave at least puts somewhat more of a fight. Instead of just getting his eye ripped off and he's dead, we actually see Optimus stab his Energon blade through his head, which honestly, it's more believable. It could have also helped shut down those Shockwaves are alive theories before the last night. So yeah, unfortunately, there's no extended Optimus Prime versus Shockwave fight in Dark of the Moon. I don't think that was ever the plan, and I think from the get-go, Shockwave was supposed to be a red herring. But there might be a Burger King cut where we see Optimus Prime fight Shockwave in front of a Burger King. I'm pretty sure, if anything, that's the thing that most likely exists. But as for the movie itself, I think from early on, this scene was never planned. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but this scene was probably never meant to happen. But hey, it might exist out there, and that might be enough for some of you guys. And I know that the Burger King commercial is one of those things that people always reference, but not a lot of people know the context behind it, so I might do more videos talking about commercials, because I talk about them from time to time. I made a video on the Burger King Transformer, which is kinda canon to the movies, don't ask why. And I still have to cover the Barricade versus Bumblebee fight from the last night commercials, because there's a lot of those, and I think there's an interesting story behind that. But hey, I'll get to it when I get there. For now, I'm working on tons of projects in the background, which you can check out by becoming a becoming a channel member or a Patreon. But yeah, that's up to you guys. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you learned something new. If you didn't, feel free to hit that dislike button, but spoilers, it's not there anymore. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other, theories, explanations, commercials you want me to take a look at. There's like a lot for the movies, and I only just scratched the surface. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, guys. Anyways, guys, before we go, shout out to our amazing Patreons: Xavier the God, Stitch Productions, Scrub Lordo, Allspark Studios, Epic Nin, Lord Racer, and Transformers Gears and Brawn. That's quite a long name. And an even bigger shout out to our even bigger Patreons: Jordan Grade, who donated $100, and X23, who donated an amount of money. I'll leave you guys to figure out how much. Thank you guys for supporting me, it's much appreciated. And if you guys want to become a patron yourselves, all you gotta do is donate to my Patreon. By donating to my Patreon, you get quite a few rewards. You get a free shout out to your YouTube channel and a link to it in the description down below. You can request your own videos, you get to see videos early, you can request some artwork too if you donate high enough, or you can collab with me in some of my videos or your videos, vice versa. Scrub Lord. Thank you guys for donating, it's much appreciated. Go check out their channels, link to that is gonna be in the description down below, and other social media in some cases. So feel free to donate, but remember that this is entirely optional because freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Anyways, thank you guys for donating, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.